Hey, all right. I'm looking forward to whoever is joining us for this webinar. Super excited. I'm just going to wait, give you all some time to join, probably a minute early, and that's okay. Let's see here. All right. So I'm just going to wait for everyone to join, and we'll get started in a couple of minutes. In the meantime, I'm going to play around with my settings here to make sure we're all good. All right, looks like we have people are starting to join. I'm really excited about what I'm sharing tonight. I hope you're as excited. And man, I got some great news, some things that even happened today to prove that my strategy for goal setting works. So we're going to just let a few more people join the call. I know we had quite a number of people that signed up for this webinar. And we'll get started. In fact, if you are on the webinar right now, just send a shout out. Look at your chat box. I'm not sure what it looks like on your screen. It might be to the right. Go ahead and just type something in. I'm going to type something in just so you can see where to look. But say, hey, what's up? Give me a peace sign, anything, so I can know you're out there. And this is live, obviously. We are going to switch over to the PowerPoint as I go through this webinar and give this information to you all. But for now, I just want to greet you, and hopefully you're having an awesome night already. How about we do this? Why don't you share where you are from, what time zone you're in? You know, I know that we had some people sign up that on the coast, and so this is great timing for them. But obviously those of us on the East Coast, a little bit later, around dinner time. So, all right. Well, I'm going to be getting started here. So we'll give everybody, I like to give about 5 minutes. That way, any technical difficulties, people are working through that, and then we will get started. And so that'll give everyone a chance. But when you log on, go ahead and enter in the chat box where you're calling from, where you're logging in from, what your name is, how excited you are to learn what I'm going to teach you on this webinar. I'm telling you, you will leave this call, this webinar transformed, guaranteed. I'm certain about that. I'm pretty certain about it. So, yeah, let's see here. We're just waiting on more people to join that signed up. Hopefully everyone was able to log on okay and there was no issues. All right, keep it going. Again, we got about 2 more minutes. I'm going to get started. In the meantime, I'm just going to check on a couple of things. But go ahead and comment in the box, in the chat box. That way I know. Let's see here. All right, just another minute and we are going to start. Hopefully the volume is okay and you can see me okay. Let me know if you're having any issues hearing me or seeing me. I want to make sure that's good. We are good. Hopefully the volume is okay and you can see me okay. Let me know if you're having any issues hearing me or... Okay, good, 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 good. All right. I'm not sure why I'm not seeing that chat though. So let's... Awesome. All right, we got about 1 more minute and I will be starting. I'm gonna just take me a sip of water first because I'll be doing a lot of talking, lots and lots of talking, but it's gonna be really good and it's gonna fly by because the information is just that good, just that good. So well, I'm going to set up my PowerPoint and I'm going to begin here in a moment. All right. Well, let's get started. Okay. And again, if you have any questions or anything, or the volume, the sound isn't working, just go ahead and comment in the chat box. And that's how we'll handle that. And that way, if we need to get tech support involved, we can get them involved. All right, let me set up my PowerPoint and we're going to go. I'm excited about going over this information tonight. All right. So I'm sharing my screen here and we're going to go make this lot. Yeah, there we go. All right. So, and I'll get to your questions if you do have any questions. 1 second, let me just stop this. I want to make sure everyone can still see me okay. Really quick, I just want to do a little bit of making sure everything's okay. Were you able to see my slides? If you could, just comment if you were able to see my slides. And if so, when you saw my slides, could you still hear my voice? If you could let me know that, I want to make sure before we get started. I would hate to go through this entire presentation and find out no one could hear me. All right, just testing it out. Let me know if you can still hear me. And all right, I can look and test myself actually. All right, I'm going to put up my slides. I just want to make sure everyone can see the slides. Let me just make sure I can see it too myself. Or seeing me. I want to make sure that's good. Okay, good. You can see my slides. Okay, good, good, good. All right. Okay, I guess you can see it now. I can see it too myself. Or see. Awesome. All right, we're going to get started then. No need to wait any longer. I'm just going to make my slides full. All right, good. So now you should be able to see my slides and we are going to go. Well, welcome everybody. And I really, really, really want to thank you for joining me today. I do believe that what I'm going to share tonight is going to be transforming Now, some of you may know me, but for those of you who don't, I'm Coach Seal. I'm an accountability coach. I'm a best-selling author. In fact, I'm a two-time best-selling author as of today. My book is in #1 position. So I'm officially a two-time best-selling author and a thought leader. I'm here today because I'm really excited to share with you my secrets to actually getting things done by setting goals on purpose. Now, in order for me to do this, I'm going to use a little tough love, but I'm also going to motivate you to take control and transform your life by teaching you one of the most important things I've learned during my time in the health and fitness industry. I'm going to show you my 3-step system for setting real, achievable health and fitness goals and how to reach them quicker and more effectively than you ever thought possible. Now, before we even get started, I want to make sure everyone has 2 pieces of paper and a pen. So I need you, if you don't have it, grab you a couple of pieces of paper and something to write with. In fact, I'm actually going to take a break really quick on my PowerPoint. And just make sure that if there's any questions that I can see those. I just want to make sure there's no. So good. Again, let's grab a couple of sheets of paper and something to write with. I'm just typing in the chat box. I want to make sure everyone can hear me okay and see the PowerPoint. And then I will continue, and then I won't stop after that. So let me know if you can still hear me okay, and if you can see the PowerPoint. And I will go from there. Okay, good. All right, let's get back to it then. All right, so hopefully you got something to write with and things. So tonight I'm going to show you my method that I put together for setting, achieving health and fitness goals. And I'm not just going to tell you about them either. I'm actually going to walk through on how to do this and how to accomplish this tonight. So I'm going to walk through the 3 steps right here today over the course of this webinar, because there are 3 steps I'm going to go over with. And I hope that sounds good. All right. So like I said, I'm here today because I want to help you eliminate your preconceived notions about goal setting. And I want to show you how to set real, achievable health and fitness goals. You know, you see, most people don't know this, but we've all been sold a lie. Society has trained us to set goals in a certain way that you're probably already pretty familiar with. The problem is that social conditioning we've received has actually set us up to fail. Stick with me tonight. I'm going to show you why that is, and then I'm going to show you my approach. I'm going to show you how to set health and fitness goals the right way. Hopefully that sounds good. If it does, go ahead. You can comment in the chat box. Don't be shy. It seems like you all are being shy tonight, but that's okay. All right. So just so you know, I'm going to call, and I may call out on you all to make post something in that chat box. Hopefully you all are cool with that. That's what energizes me. And to be perfectly honest, this information energizes me, but that's like the cherry on top when I know that other people are excited about it. So hopefully you promise to do that. So, all right, let's get started. Let's do this. So, like I said, tonight I'm going to teach you my 3-step system for setting real, achievable health and fitness goals and reaching them quicker and more effectively than you ever thought possible. Even when that seems ridiculous. That's right. All of us have been there. Have you ever wanted to do something but stopped before even trying because you said, no, this is stupid. It's too hard. I can't do that. I don't want to do that, but I'm not good enough. You know, I know that people think that way because I know I've thought that way at certain points in my life. But if you've ever thought of a goal and stopped yourself before even starting because you thought it was too far out for you to reach, then I'm talking to you. I've done it. I've been there. I never thought I would be where I am today, 10 years ago when I started my journey. You know, this is because I didn't know that I could actually think that big. This is a common experience. It's something I think everyone goes through at one point or another. It's part of the human experience, I believe. But you see, the thing that separates the Jeff Bezos, the Elon Musk, the Steve Jobs of the world from people like us is that when they get that feeling of, you know what, this seems impossible, but bring it on. You know, when those people think like that, they're like, bring it on. Where people like you and I have always been like, you know, I bet there's something good on Netflix right now. Are you guilty of doing that? I've been guilty of that. I don't do it now, but I've been overwhelmed. And there were times I took it, you know, I took this easy way out because it was just too much. I've gotten home after a long day and said, let's fire up the Netflix. Let's order some pizza. It happens to the best of us. That's because watching Netflix and ordering pizza, those are things that give you the instant satisfaction. It takes no effort and it's pretty painless. On top of that, you get this little dopamine surge for about 10, 20, 30 minutes tops, and then it's gone. Sound familiar? But this is my goal for tonight. If you stay with me to the end of this presentation, I'm going to show you how you can destroy your preconceived notions about goal setting, how you can move past that I can do it stage and achieve the health and fitness goals you have set for yourself. But I need you to stick with me till the end. And I'm going to show you how to find real lasting satisfaction as a product of smart and fulfilling work. Not hard work, but smart work. On top of the goal setting training I'm going to give you today, if you stick with me, I've got a special guarantee. Just for staying with me, I'm going to give you some amazing free resources to help you along your health and fitness journey. Now, these resources are designed to help you achieve some of the most common weight loss goals. Trust me, today, after we set your health and fitness goals, and I tell you about these free resources I'm giving out, you'll be glad you stuck around till the end, all right? But for me to know that you're engaged and committed to making a real change, I'm not going to reveal those until later. In the meantime, I'm going to ask that you have a little faith in me. Are you all good with that? I hope you are. Can you trust me on that for just a little bit? Okay, I'm just asking for a little bit. I guarantee that you will be happy when we get to the end. And if you stick with me to the end, you're going to get a lot of this presentation. That's my promise to you. You're going to get a lot out of this presentation. I've done this presentation before. I can tell you every time I do it, I personally get something out of it. So I know that you will too. So let's get started. Now, this is the real start. So you've probably worked with trainers or coaches before, and no doubt, I'm sure goal setting has come up when you've worked with them. I found in my research and experience that most coaches, trainers, gurus, and all your Tony Robbins out there types have been selling you bad information. Now, I didn't say Tony Robbins. I said your Tony Robbins types. They've been selling you bad information. Sometimes the information you get, while the intentions may be good, can be so misguided that it winds up really hurting your ability to set long-term health and fitness goals. Now, what makes my method truly different is that I'll show you how to look past all of your health and fitness goals at face value. I'm going to show you how to look deeper and develop goals and values that truly align. All right. Hopefully that's sounding good to you so far. Because when you know your why you want something, it makes a whole lot easier to get it. But here I am telling you guys to listen to me over all these other coaches, all your teachers, trainers, all the gurus out there. I'm saying, listen to me. And if you don't know me, I bet you're thinking, all right, Coach Sil, but why the heck should I listen to you? I know that's a valid question, but let me tell you a little bit about myself. This is me today. I've been a lot of things in my life. I've been a trainer. I've owned and ran a gym. Now I'm an entrepreneur. I'm a best-selling author. Like I said, now a 2-time best-selling author and an accountability coach. And I'm a thought leader in this fitness industry. But my biggest contribution to the world, the thing I'm most proud of, the absolute thing that I'm most proud of, is my family. Oh, yes. Here we are on vacation just a few weeks ago. See, I'm so proud of my family because I've gotten to be a positive influence in their lives. In fact, Nikki, the one in the yellow pants, that's my daughter-in-law, she literally messaged me a couple of days ago to let me know that since we took this picture, which was literally a few weeks ago, we were in Orlando, Florida, she has not drank any pop since then. She says it's been about 25 days. So I'm like, that's the type of influence that really excites me. And I get to watch my family go out and do great things and spread that positive influence to other people. And we'll talk more about influence in a little bit. But before we do, I want to tell you that the other thing I'm most proud of is the decision I made to give my life to Christ. I can say since I made that decision nearly 20 years ago, I've seen the transformation in my values. I've literally gone from being self-centered, unreliable, unaccountable to being a person that values integrity, loyalty, and accountability. I believe that my decision to follow Christ is one of the key ingredients in my coaching. Most people just need someone that will be loving towards them through this challenging journey. I mean, this journey can be challenging. And so that leads me to the third thing that I'm really passionate about, the work I do. I get to help people change every day, and I've helped hundreds of women and men lose thousands of pounds. I've helped so many people live happier, healthier lives, and seeing this happen really drives me. It really, really does. Along my journey, I've made a lot of right moves. I've helped a lot of people. I've built a successful business. I've gone from working for someone else to having a lot of control and freedom in my life. And I've learned a lot doing it because along the way, I've done a lot of things wrong. I've made some mistakes and had to learn as I went. There are a lot of good books about building a business and running a gym or being an entrepreneur, but I still haven't found one that gave me a direct outline to get to where I was to where I am now. All of our paths are unique. I hope you agree. You know, I see with my coaching clients and fitness clients all the time. Every time I think I've got it rough, I sit down and I work with someone who tells me their story. And I'm so inspired. I mean, I'm really just so inspired by people's stories and what they're willing to go through to get what they want. You know, it just lets me know they are capable and we are capable when we really want something. But you've got to do more than want it. And I hope you agree, right? Of course. I mean, I don't know anybody that just automatically gets whatever they want. Maybe somebody, but I don't know them personally. The people I've worked with have always had to put in the work. And believe me, I get it. You see, I have a personal connection to weight loss because I know the feeling. I know what it's like when you don't have the body you want, when you don't like what you see in the mirror, when you are tired of even thinking about what to wear, what clothes to put on, or looking at the clothes in your closet, in the back of your closet that you can't fit anymore. I know what that's like. I've been there. So check this out. This is me in 2012. I know I look a whole lot different than I do now. And I think at that point, my gym was only open for all of 4 weeks at that point. I was teaching a bunch of classes, but there was a problem. There was a big problem. I was 50 pounds overweight. See, I had this goal to own and run a successful fitness club. And even after just 4 weeks, I could see the potential in fulfilling that desire. But my goals and my values were not in sync. See, I wasn't setting an example. I was not living I was not a living, breathing example of the values I coached to others. And I believe everybody around me, well, I believe they knew it. I just wasn't faithfully representing my business. How do you think people responded when their trainer was out of shape? I mean, do you think they thought I knew what I was talking about? In fact, I'm still like amazed that people listen to me. Probably not, right? And it wasn't until my goals and my values aligned and I could faithfully represent my business that I was able to really influence people and make the lasting difference I wanted. So I began to practice what I preach. I did the work and it took time and it wasn't always easy. When I lost the weight, I would lose the weight and then I would gain it back again. That was my theme. Lose it, gain it, lose it, gain it. I've had good days and I've had bad days, but I had a really eye-opening moment. One day I opened my email and I saw that one of my clients had messaged me. Inside that message was an image of a quote, and man, did that rock my world. That image said, "What you eat in private, you wear in public." That's when I knew not only was I not fooling anybody, but I also had a problem with my goals. They did not match up with the things in life that I really value. I wanted one thing, but my actions told an entirely different story. And on top of that, I'm preaching this to my clients. What a hypocrite I was. So I changed my game. And I'm going to show you how I did that today, how I started setting goals that I could actually accomplish quickly. When I did that, it opened new doors for me. I lost 50 pounds in 6 months. My business started thriving. My classes started picking up more. And my clients were happier than ever. They were losing tons of weight, transforming their lives. When it's all said and done, I'm kind of glad I had those growing pains. Because if I didn't struggle, if I didn't know what it was like to have a hard time achieving my health and fitness goals, if I didn't spend 10 years working, learning, having success with some setbacks along the way, I wouldn't have anything to share with you all today. I mean, I wouldn't have a story. And that is my story. Yep, that's it right there. I can't tell you everything I learned in the last 10 years. I don't think we have time for it today, but a lot of what I figured out boiled down to a few simple things. After doing this for 10 years, I discovered these 3 truths about health and fitness and goal setting. We've all been sold a lie. That's number 1. Number 2, almost nobody has been teaching the right way to do this. And number 3, the main reason men and women don't achieve their goals is not because we're aiming too high. First off, like I said, we've all been sold a lie. We've all been given bad information about health and fitness and setting these health and fitness goals. Our gym teachers, coaches, counselors, and all the gurus out there. Chances are, if you've worked with someone like that on goal setting, like the gurus, coaches, even your gym teacher, you've been given a bad format for setting goals. Now, the second thing I've learned is the reason for why that happens. Nobody really knows how to do it right. They don't really know how to set their goals right. In fact, I'm going to throw parents into that group. Most of our parents have never really taught us how to set our goals right simply because they didn't know how to set them right. And after I developed and tested my method, I went out looking for people who have been teaching this. I was trying to find who is teaching what I'm teaching, this method of mine. And I found some people that came close, but honestly, I couldn't find anybody that did it the same way I did it. So that means your gym teachers, your coaches, counselors, they weren't trying to hurt you. They just didn't know any better. And the same thing goes for you. If you set a health and fitness goal for yourself and you never reached it, that's really not your fault. You were probably doing it wrong. And the people that show you how to do it were just giving you the bad information they were given. So the third thing I've learned, and this ties into what I was talking about, is the biggest reason for not achieving goals you set isn't because you're aiming too high. That's what I had always been taught, that if you aim too high, well, you might fail. You know, you got to start with where you're at. And I'm not saying that's necessarily wrong, that is not what I found. In fact, the process I'm going to show you is effective on goals of all sizes. Whether your goal is to be the next Oprah or just cut down to 1 Coke a week, whether you reach that goal has nothing to do with how ambitious you are. So I hope you're getting this. I know when I realized that it was like a weight that had been lifted off my shoulders, you know, just knowing that finally I can set whatever goal I want, any size goal, and I literally can achieve it. That's when I realized I truly had the world at my fingertips. Because if there's no such thing as a crazy goal, there's nothing out there that's unrealistic. Then that really means you're capable of doing and being whatever you set your mind to. I want you to think about that for 1 second. I mean, really, think about it. You're capable of doing and being whatever you set your mind to. The size and scale of your goals will absolutely not get in the way of you achieving them. Does that mean that it may take longer? Are some goals harder to achieve than others? I mean, do some goals require more work? Yeah, they do, of course. And I'm not going to get up here and, you know, on this webinar and start lying to you. Yeah, some things are obviously going to be easier than others to achieve. But anything you want to do is just sitting there waiting for you. I mean, like it's sitting there, it's staring you in the face, and you don't even know it. Not yet, at least. Now, I tried a lot of things to develop the training we're going to go through today. I mean, I tried a lot of things to come up with this method, but I figured out goal setting the hard way. Oh my goodness. Now, the hard way to do this, I think a lot of you already know how that goes. If you want to set appropriate goals and reach them, you probably have used SMART goals, right? Those SMART goals. So yeah, tons of guesswork in that. So just a quick rundown about SMART goals. So SMART means specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time sensitive. I know it can be really, really discouraging. So all that sounds great in theory, right? I always thought so, but for the longest time, that just did not work for me. But that's because SMART goals can only work in a perfect world. SMART goals depend on the person setting them to know the future, specific, measurable, that makes sense. But when you talk about achievable, relevant, and time sensitive, do you know what's achievable and what isn't? I mean, like, seriously, who knows, like, who can define what's achievable? I don't think anybody really can. And do you know if a goal is relevant? I mean, how would you define that? And more importantly, how do you put a time limit on something you've probably never done before? Do you just guess at all of these things? Well, when I guess and you have to, and you don't meet your goal, or you don't meet your deadline. I mean, so most people get discouraged. You lose momentum and you lose motivation. That's how I tried things for years. That's all I knew, but that's the hard way. That's trying to reach your goals the hard way. There's an easier way to get there, and you don't have to go and do it all on your own, and you don't have to figure it out and guess at it. See, the easy way to learning how to consistently set goals that you can actually achieve faster and easier is to follow the steps I'm going to show you today. Now, who out there, if anybody, would rather take just 3 steps to learn how to set goals that really mean something? This is something we can knock out in less than an hour. Would you want to take that route with me instead? I mean, seriously, we're talking about 3 little steps. We're going to do it all on this call. And by the end of this call, you're going to be like, okay, man, have I been doing my goals wrong? So anyone want to take well, maybe, you know what? Actually, I'm going to ask this question because maybe there's some people on the call on this webinar. They're like, you know what? I think I want to take 10 or 15 years to figure this out. Anybody? Anybody fits that? I didn't think so. So, and just to show you, I want to just show you how this works. I'm going to tell you about a lady named Tandra. She's a client of mine. Her story might sound a little familiar. She got with Weight Watchers back in the day, and she managed to lose about 40 pounds. And then 3 years later, she gained all the weight back plus. So I'm sure there's some people on this call that can relate to that, because I know I absolutely can relate to that. Now, when she came to me, her goal was the same. She wanted to lose that weight. It was killing her to know that her weight was, having such a negative impact on her health and her happiness and her confidence, honestly. We started working together, and I was able to show her how to line her goals up with her values. And once we did that, she put in the work. She started eating right, making it to the gym regularly, and she started seeing a difference. And you know what? This is interesting. We never said, we need to do this in a year. We need you to lose X amount of weight per week. Tandra lost 20 pounds, then 30 pounds, 40 pounds, 50 pounds, and she's continuing to lose weight literally till this day. I'm going to tell you more about her later, so stick around for that. But for now, do you want to know what it feels like to set a health and fitness goal without pressure or guesswork, and to actually achieve it with ease, and to wake up every morning smiling because you like how you feel? You feel awesome. Not just on the outward, not just your outward appearance, but on your inward, like you feel healthy. There is a difference to it. And you're going to have energy, and then you're with the people that you love. Does that sound good to you? Let me know, honestly. So I believe that if it does, you're in the right place. I'm going to show you how to get started in just a minute. Now, before I show you the result, the secrets I've learned, I got to stop for a second and say this legally. I think I have to say this, so please bear with me. Following the steps I've laid out doesn't mean you'll get whatever you want. I can't promise that doing this is going to make you a size 1 overnight. Calling me a Coach Steele, I thought you said I could lose 10 dress sizes in 24 hours. No, I didn't say that. Although this is the absolute best and most effective goal setting method out there, sometimes people don't pay attention or don't follow all the steps. And so I just need you to declare briefly that some of the results I talk about may not be typical, and that this won't work 100% of the time for everyone, especially if they don't follow the steps. You can't just pick and choose which steps you want to follow. Now, I don't think that applies to anyone that's on this webinar. Okay, that's what I'm believing. And so if you're here with me on this webinar today, I'm under the impression that you're here for a reason. I just know that you are. So hopefully I'm right so far. Let me know. Let me know if I'm wrong. Just enter that in the chat box. Say, Coach Steele, you wrong. I believe that I'm gonna get this immediately, overnight, without any work. Then you are probably that's not gonna be good. You're not gonna be happy. Let's just put it like that. All right, moving on. So at least I got that part out of the way. Now I'm going to show you the 3 steps to setting goals you can actually reach, and reach quicker than you ever thought possible. This is what you came here for. This is what I promised you in the beginning of this presentation. The 3 steps to setting goals that work, and work fast. First one is, number 1, declare your top 3 fitness goals. Okay, that's the first step. Step 2, make a commitment to changing yourself. Sound good so far? And step 3, establish your values and your why. Remember I asked you all to get that pen and paper? I had you all get that before. Now we're going to break those out and get started. If this looks confusing now, don't worry. It's all going to make perfect sense. We're going to talk about it We're going to start talking about step 1 first, okay? All right, so step 1. The purpose of this step is to spell out clearly what you want. Usually that's more than one thing. So for the exercise, we're going to write down 3. Okay, we're going to write down 3 goals. That doesn't mean that they have to be measurable or simple or any of those things. I just want these to be 3 goals that you want. So if you want your goal to be lose 50 pounds, that's great. Or if you want it to be, I just want to feel healthy again, that's fine too. Whatever you want, this is about you. And these can be any goals you have. The only rule is to make sure they're your top 3 goals. That's my only requirement. So now we're going to go to do this together, okay? We're going to go through this process together. So take your first blank sheet of paper. And before you do anything, I want you to draw a square, just a small little square in the top right corner of that paper. So just grab one of those sheets of paper you have, upper right corner, draw a box or a square, okay? Now that box represents your target. That's what you're going to go after. Now just below that box, I want you to write your top 3 goals. So I'm gonna give you like a minute to do that. These are your absolute goals. We're not thinking about whether, oh, can I achieve this? Is this possible? I don't want any of that thinking happening right now. All I want you to do is to write down your top 3 goals. Again, these can be anything you want them to be. This method works for things other than this works for things other than just health and fitness. But for today, we're focusing on your fitness. So your health and fitness. So I want these goals to line up primarily with your health and fitness. If one of the goals is something else, that's fine too, okay? Now, I have no idea what it is that you are writing down right now. But be sure you are writing these 3 goals down. It's not enough to keep them in your head. You have to write them down. That's part of the process. There's a direct correlation to your brain focusing on something and what you physically write down. Write them down as quickly as you can and as much energy and passion as you can. When you have these written, I want you to look at them. I really want you to look at them. Go ahead. I want you to smile at them. Maybe give them a little rub, like caress them. Like, these are your goals. This isn't just any goals. These are like your top 3 goals. You're like, Coach Seal, I want these goals. Nothing's going to stop me. Nothing's in my way. I can absolutely do this. And so that's what and because these goals make you feel that way, you start smiling. You start dancing in your chair like I'm doing right now. You can't see me, but I'm dancing in my chair. And that's what these goals are going to make you feel like. So I want you to imagine what it'll be like when you've actually achieved these goals. So I want you to imagine, take a moment, imagine what it will be like. What does that feel like? Now I'm going to show you how to make them a reality. Most of you should be done about now. You probably wrote down things like, I want to lose 50 pounds, or I want to spend an hour a day exercising. I want to get a 6-pack. Something like that, right? Okay, perfect. That's exactly what I'm talking about. Now I want to talk about why the rest of this page is more important than that little box in the upper right corner. I know you're like, what are you talking about? I'm going to tell you in one moment. So the top right of your page, your target and your goals, those are things that you're shooting for, right? Those are your goals. The little square, the little box, that's your target. The goals underneath, that's what you want. You believe you can have it. It's that thing in the distance that reminds you why you're doing what you're doing. It's that burning flame in your heart that says you're capable of doing this. You're ready to do this. It's something that you really, really want. That's what we're talking about. Now, I want you to use the rest of the page to figure out how to make your goals a reality. Wow. See, I don't know about you, but nobody ever taught me how to figure out what I wanted. Nobody ever gave me a framework for understanding what sorts of things to actually even want. I got that from society. I got that from infomercials. I hope you know what I mean. You know, can you look at some of those goals you wrote down and tell me why you want them? I mean, keep asking yourself, why do I want these goals? Because if I wrote down something like get a six-pack and I ask myself why, well, is a six-pack going to make me smarter? Does that make me a better person? If I were to look at the Bible or read some philosophy books at the end of them, you know, am I going to find a chapter on doing crunches? I mean, seriously, probably not, right? And that's not to make fun of that goal. It truly isn't. I mean, it's about, you know, the goal is fine. There's nothing wrong with the goal. And there's a lot of good reasons to want it. And I'm saying is that a lot of our goals are informed by the society around us. So the society has literally dictated what our top 3 goals should be. And we didn't even know it. We didn't even realize it. You know, we get trained by our community and the media and advertising and that certain things are important. This is important. That's important. And that some things are important than others. They're more important than others. But the truth is, all the goals you wrote down are valid and important. But we really have to figure out the why behind them to see them realized in our life. We need to make sure these goals are attached to the right values in order to become real. Now, you have your goals in the top right, and the rest of the sheet is blank. The part where we write down how we're going to reach those goals, that's blank. You don't really know how to reach those goals, right? I mean, if you do, I'm going to let you take over this webinar right now because I'm in the wrong spot. If you really wanted them and you knew how to reach them, they wouldn't be goals right now. They would be history. They would be part of your story. You know, but I can hear you guys saying, well, no, I don't know how to get them. I don't really know how to get this goal. You know, maybe I'll work harder. You know, I'll stop eating donuts. I'll do more crunches. But I know for me, no matter how many times I told myself those things, that it would be different this time. You know, it wasn't. A year later, when I look back, I'd be maybe a little bit better, maybe a little bit worse, or sometimes I was in the exact same position. And from working with people for the last 10 years, I can tell you that I'm the only person who has experienced this. I can promise that if you go about goal setting the same way you've always done it, this is going to happen to you unless you do something very, very different. Because the things you wrote down, I guarantee you wanted those things for a long time. You know, I mean, I could literally remember going through old notebooks where I had wrote my goals down. And literally every year it was the same goals, time and time again. And none of them were being realized. So maybe you want a six-pack this year. And last year you wanted a slim waist. But the outcome you want is the same. You know, the outcome was the same. Whether last year was about, you know, having a slim waist and this year is about a six-pack, the outcome was the exact same. The core desire to have a certain type of body is the same this year. It's still a goal of yours. And hard work is not enough to get you there. You've probably tried that, right? Of course you have. You know, we need to change your perception so that you look at what you want differently. And then we need to help you become the person you need to be. That's how we make this different. You know, this is how we change things. Now, let's start with step 2. Making a commitment to changing yourself. On your second sheet of paper, we're going to do a little experiment here. I want you to write down two things I want you to write down. Okay. So grab that second sheet of paper because we're going to do some other stuff here. All right. The first thing is you're going to need knowledge, wisdom, and information to get what you want this year. All right. Think about what it's like when you go to see a movie, especially a thriller or a heist movie, something with a real complicated plot, a lot of twists and turns. The first time through, you're just trying to keep up, right? You're like trying to figure things out. You're like, wait, Who's that? What's their deal? Why did they kill them? If my husband were here right now, he'd say, that's absolutely what I do because I'm talking the entire time during the movie. That's how I feel a lot of times, though. But the second time through, you get to enjoy it. You know what's happening, why people are doing the things they do. You know why those twists and turns are happening because you know the ending. Goals are the same way. If you can start your goal with all the knowledge, information, and wisdom surrounding it, you'd have such a head start. Wouldn't you? I hope you agree. Well, first of all, it's not impossible. You can get rid of all the fear, all the doubt, and because you know what to look for, you know what to look out for. So now there's no reason to be in fear. There's no reason to have doubt. We'll come back to that. But the next thing I want you to write is, this is the next thing I want you to do. You're going to need some new actions. Yep. That's really the key to pulling this off. Look back at your goals on that other paper. Those goals, really quick, I want you to look at that paper in that upper right corner, that target, those 3 goals. Look at that. And so my question for you is, who is the person who does that? Who is the person that achieves those goals? I mean, seriously, look at your 3 goals right now. And in your mind, I want you to answer that question. Who does that? Who achieves those goals? Who is that person? Is that you? Or would you have to act differently to pull that off? I mean, that's a real question there. And now your wheels should be turning. Is the person on the other side of this screen the person that can pull off those goals in the upper right corner of that paper? Or does that person on the other side of the screen have to act differently in order to achieve those goals? I know for me, to get what I want, I have to act different. I have to be different. And different things are going to have to be important to me. So that means the things that are important right now, they may have to change in order for me to get a different outcome. And I'm going to have to start making new decisions that are different than the current ones I have. You have to change your perception, and that's how you're going to mature and grow. Just like that. Now that you've committed to change, you're ready to be whoever you need to be in order to really accomplish your goals. All right? Hopefully you're following along so far, and I'm not going too fast for you. All right, let's get into step 3 now. So you've decided on your goals. You committed to change. You're like, did I do that? Yes, you did that in the last 2 steps, just in case you didn't know. So step 3 is to establish your values and your why. That means we're going to make sure that the things we really believe in are connected with our goals in such a way that we actually achieve them. Okay, let me repeat that. I think that bears repeating. We're going to make sure that the things we really believe in are connected with our goals in such a way that we can actually achieve them. I'm going to help you do that. So next, write this question down. On that second sheet, I want you to write this question out. What value do I bring to the world? All right, I'm going to give you a second here. I want you to write the question down, and then I want you to think about the answer. Let me repeat that question. What value do I bring to the world? That's the question you're asking yourself right now. And now the question I have for you is, do you ever ask yourself that? Do you ever literally ask yourself, what value do I bring to the world? See, a lot of people think that, well, I get paid X amount of dollars per year, so that's the value that I bring to the table. That's kind of true, right? Here, I want you to write this down. Hopefully you're following. The number 1 goal for 2018 is for me to become more valuable during my time on this earth. Bam! Yes. Hopefully, I'm going to give you a second to write that down. The number one goal for 2018 is for me to become more valuable during my time on this earth. All right. Hopefully I'm giving you enough time. If you feel like you're not getting enough time for any one of these slides or any of the information, just put it in the chat box and I'll get to it at the end of this webinar. So income can be a pretty accurate gauge of a person's value. But the true measure, the best way to know how much you bring to the table, that can be measured by your influence. Let's talk about the word influence for just a moment now. You know, when I was first getting started in business, I used to say that if I could just influence other people, if I could just persuade better or sell more, I would make more money, you know? And it worked. I mean, it kind of worked. You know, I signed up more memberships at my gym and I started to make more money. But what's interesting is I didn't realize my real influence was actually happening on the side, like, you know, kind of on the sidelines. I was actually influencing the people I was selling to. I discovered I was influencing other fitness trainers. I was influencing other gym owners, other entrepreneurs. The influence you have comes from other people watching what you're doing and accomplishing. When you take care of your body, you automatically influence others to take care of their bodies as well, automatically. If you eat nothing but candy and drink a case of pop every week, you are influencing people to care less about their health. I mean, that is the reality. And I know it seems harsh, but it is a reality because it used to be my reality. You know, most of the time, those people are the little people that live in our house that we're influencing. That's our kids, our spouses. But when they see you getting up early and jogging, when they see you eating less sugar and less processed food, when they see you working out and achieving what you want to achieve for a certain body, that sends another message, right? I hope you agree. You know, as you become more influential, you become more valuable to others and vice versa. Now I'm going to ask you a question. I want you to write down the answer on the same sheet as your goals. I want you to write this answer in the opposite corner. So go back to that sheet that has your box that's your target and your 3 goals. And I want you to look in the opposite corner, opposite lower hand corner. And I want you to answer this question. Okay. The question is, what is the most important thing to you? Let me repeat that. What is the absolute most important thing to you? You know, when you look at the answer to that question and you look at your goals in the upper right corner and it says something like lose weight, what do you notice? What you'll notice is that your 3 goals are not in sync with what's the most important thing to you. You can try to convince yourself they're connected. You can do everything you want to do to try to convince yourself of that. You can try and sell yourself on them being the same thing by saying something like, the reason I want to lose weight is so I can be more attractive and start a family. See? No, we don't see. You know, if you have to really sell yourself on this, don't. It's not going to work if you just try to skip this step, okay? So really quick, let's take a pause here for a moment. Let's take a pause for the cause. When you look at your 3 at the top and that 1 in the opposite corner, I want you to honestly ask yourself, do they connect? And if they don't, then just say they don't. Tell yourself they don't connect, and that's okay, because now we're gonna give you a way to make those things connect. To get what you want, it will require getting these 2 things in sync. Your goals must sync up with what's most important to you, okay? Now we're gonna make a little shift right now. We're changing up the game right now, okay? I'm gonna tell you that you get to keep the goals you have in the upper right corner. I know you're thinking, well, coach, I thought you just said those goals, those are not connected. Okay, I did say that, but I got something else I'm going to say. The first thing I'm going to say is that you get to keep those 3 goals in the upper right corner, but we're going to create a secondary set of goals. Ooh, it's getting serious in here now. Yes, we're going to create a secondary set of goals. And with these goals, and we want to value these new goals. I'm going to make them more important to you. For me, so again, let me repeat that. And with these goals, we're gonna talk about valuing these goals, and the goals that you value. For me, I value knowledge. That's why I read, I study, I do a lot of research. I hire coaches and I do trainings and things because I really value knowledge. In addition to that, I value action and accountability. Because I value knowledge, action, and accountability, it gets me to apply the things that I learn. Now, I'm not perfect and I don't get it right every time. I also value family, but the only way to be who I need to be for my family and to be there when they need me, is I have to value those other things. And if I want to keep up with my young husband and do the things I need to do for my family, I need to have good health. What's interesting is a lot of you have some version of lose weight as your goal in that upper right corner. But how much more valuable is health compared to losing weight? How much more valuable would it be for you to have your goal to be good health rather than lose weight? Most people's level of commitment and accountability is not growing. Nope. They're in the same place they were 5 years ago, 10 years ago, 20 years ago. If you valued accountability and you valued it in a big way, my question for you is what would that do for you if you said, what is this? This year, my biggest thing that I value is health, accountability, and progress. How would that change things for you? I mean, really, let me repeat that. If you were to say to yourself, you know what? This year, my biggest thing that I value is health, accountability, and progress. How would that compare to the list in the upper right corner? Now, let's talk about accountability for a second right now. Accountability is one of my favorite things. I don't leave home without it. True accountability is one of the biggest game changers I've found in my entire career. Forget my career, in my entire life. It truly is. Accountability can turn a person's good intentions to actual reality. That's what it does. Real, true accountability. So, you see, we think that we can hold ourselves accountable. We trust ourselves way too much. If you all know me, I've said that a million times. You're out there, you're trusting yourself to keep yourself accountable. Have you ever said, I'm going to the gym every day this week. I'm going to get my workout in. And then by day 4, you said, well, I can't make it today. So I'm just going to eat right. Then the next day, you're saying things like, well, it's my friend's birthday and we're going out to dinner, so I can't eat right. I'll just make sure I eat right tomorrow. And then the next day you say, well, I didn't do what I was supposed to do this week. This week is shot. Oh, I'll just start fresh on Monday and hit the gym every day, no matter what. Have you all been there? Who hasn't? I know I have. I've been there a million times, literally. The problem is that we trust ourselves too much. See, it probably seems like you're giving yourself some slack, allowing yourself some room to make mistakes, right? But that's not what you're doing when you do that. Uh-oh, I just rocked somebody's boat right there. When you do that, you hear people say this all the time. Oh, don't be so hard on yourself. But that's not what it's about. You're giving up on yourself. You're saying, nah, I'm not a lost cause. Your self-accountability falls short because you let yourself down, even just a little bit. And people are naturally much quicker to give up on themselves than someone else. That's where true accountability comes in. True accountability is external, and it comes from someone that cares as much about your success as you do. And at times, it's their job to care even more than you do. But let's say for a minute, let's just say for one little minute here, you didn't value accountability. Let's just say you like, you know what? I don't value accountability. You had it, but you didn't value it. Would that work? Ooh, let me repeat that. I want you to imagine for a second that you didn't value accountability and all of a sudden you had accountability, but you didn't value it. Would that work? Think about it. I mean, really think about it. How would you feel if someone was holding you accountable and you didn't truly value it? You'd be mad, right? You'd be resentful. You'd be like, oh, please, I don't want to hear it. When you get a parking ticket, the meter monitor person is holding you accountable to the law. But if you don't value the accountability, you get mad. Oh, I can go a whole bunch of places with that, but I'm not going to. Not on this. We don't have enough time on the webinar for that. It's annoying. You think, oh, this guy is just out to get me. You know, they're just trying to attack me. Now, what if you valued accountability? When you got a parking ticket, you think, you know what? This money goes to pay the roads and the schools that my family and I use. I made a mistake. I get it. That's what the law says. I made the mistake. Now think about how that would play out when it comes to your fitness, your health, and your fitness. When your coach says, hey, you're gaining weight. Are you working from the meal plan I gave you? If you value accountability, your reaction is going to be so much better than if you didn't. You probably think, yeah, she caught me. I'm here for a reason, and I'm not going to lose weight if I don't eat right. So that's what I'm talking about. It's incredibly important that your values and your goals line up if you really want to achieve your goals. It's also important to look at your values and ask yourself, are these really going to help me pull off the goals I have this year? I mean, really, think about that. We're not going to figure this all out in the next few minutes, but the big question is, what is important in your life and what needs to be important? What I realize is that your family, your health, and your career are going to be fine no matter what. Nothing's going to make you not be into those things. Nothing's going to make you not love your family, you know. But imagine how much better you'll show up for work. How much more you can be there for your family when you're taking care of your body. It's not necessarily about valuing health. It's about valuing the things that get me to good health. You know, it's about stacking those three important values, those secondary goals that get you to your standard goals, like influence, action, and progress. You know, maybe it's commitment, knowledge, and rules. Now, you may not figure it all out on this call. It may take you a few weeks or months to figure this out, and that's okay. This is a day-to-day thing. You know, at the start of a new year, people post their New Year's resolutions. You know, I used to have a thing where I would meet up with friends and we would go out and we would write our goals together at the beginning of the year. That was so fun. But what you want to realize is that every day is a chance for a new start and a new you. Every day is. We don't have to wait for January 1. No. Every day is a chance for you to figure out what you value. You know, for me, it's knowledge, it's accountability, and it's influence. You know, for this year, those are the things that I value. So when you say, Coach, what are you focused on for this year? I'll tell you that I want to elevate my level of influence and to not just say I'm going to do something, but actually get it done. I don't want to pick your 3 for you. You know, this is something for you to decide. What are those 3 things? But I want you to focus why you're going to lose the 50 pounds. You know, when you look at those 3 goals at the top, if it's If it says I want to lose weight, or I want to get back into my clothes, or I want to feel healthy again, why you're going to, why you're going to run a marathon, why you're going to stop eating sugar or processed food or going through the drive-throughs or drinking pop. It's about understanding these very basic principles. Right here, I'm going to share them. I told you I wanted to talk about Tandra again. Remember that? That's Tandra. Let me show you how she used this process to lose weight for good. Okay? When she came to me originally, we lined out her 3 goals, and she told me, I really want to lose 40 pounds and start eating right. And I want to keep this weight off. See, that was important to her. She'd done Weight Watchers before, and she lost the 40 pounds doing it. It's just that she gained that all that shortly afterwards. It's no good if you lose it and then you're going to gain it back. So I told her, good. Well, look at me and listen to this. You're going to need information, knowledge, and wisdom to do this. That's why she was there, right? She has kind of noticed that on her own. That's why she came to me. And I said, you're going to need to change your actions. So that's step 2, right? And because I was not that different from her, I had similar goals and I accomplished them. I happened to be in a place where I could provide that wisdom, the information, and the knowledge she needed. I could show her how she needed to change her behavior, but it wouldn't matter if she didn't value it. So we worked together on this. And she said one day, Coach Sil, I got it. I value follow through, accountability, and action. And I was thinking, oh man, you are in the right place. Seriously. And do you think when she started valuing follow through, that helped her keep the weight off? Do you think that? Of course it did. Weight Watchers gave her a lot of information she needed to have a healthy diet. But when she went through that program, she wasn't in a place to receive the information, nor did she value follow through. So when she reached her target, she parted ways with the program and didn't maintain a program of her own. And she didn't stay under accountability. Now, here she is years later. She's, here she is now under my coaching, under my accountability. And she's keeping the weight off. She's influencing her friends. I mean, she has a story for me every week that just really touches my heart, how she's influencing the people around her. And is influencing them to make some of the changes, the same changes in their life. Do you like that idea? Do you want to be in her shoes, 50 pounds lighter, influencing those around you and living healthier and happier? Would you like to, be in those shoes? I'm sure, no doubt, right? So I've just shown you how to invest in yourself by setting truly achievable goals. I've shown you how important it is to put in a little work and effort up front in order to achieve an outcome that truly fulfills you. Has anyone read the book Rich Dad, Poor Dad? The book talks about wealth and having a richness in your life, but it doesn't actually focus on money. The book talks about achieving a mental, emotional, spiritual wealth, and it shows how your financial wealth habits can, often be a reflection of our greater mental, emotional, and spiritual health. It's a great book. But one of the main takeaways I had reading it was this part where the author, Robert Kiyosaki, talks about the things people invest in. In the book, he says that people with a poor mindset invest in liabilities. These are the things like cars and clothes, things that only, these are the things that lose value. In the book, he says that people with a poor mindset, and it's kind of, like the pizza and the Netflix, right? Or candy and donuts or whatever your thing is. A lot of us invest in foods and activities that have no value. Or even worse, they have a negative impact on our health. And when you think about it, if you're not healthy, you wind up going to the doctor more, you wind up spending money on the dentist, and in those ways, being unhealthy really costs you money. You know, I say it all the time. You're going to make an investment in your health either now or later. You can make it now in eating healthy, or you can make it later in medications and doctor bills and medical bills and all of those. You know, that pizza you might buy one night doesn't just cost you $10 or $15, does it? Long term, that habit costs people thousands and tens of thousands. You know, but Robert talks about what rich people spend their money on. Whether they're emotionally rich or financially rich, they spend their money on assets. Assets are things that grow in value. We're talking about things like houses or investing in a business. Or if we're talking about emotional investments, we're talking about investing in your family, in your relationships. You know, you see, when you invest in your health, that's a true asset. Health and time are the most valuable assets in this world. You know, making a small investment in your health today can save you tens of thousands of dollars in doctor's visits or surgery down the road. But even more than that, think of the power of that emotional investment. You know, if you added 5 years to your life that you got to spend with your family, would that be worth it? If you could be happier, more active and engaged with your loved ones, how would that feel? You know, so that you could, you know, enjoy your time together and they could too. Would that be worth it? If you could set a good example for your friends and family and they got to have the same healthy, happy life that you did and more, would that be worth it? Let me know if that's the kind of investment you'd make. Do you think that's worth it? I think so. It's worth it to me 100%. It is worth it. It is my number one investment other than my spiritual walk. My health is my number one investment. So, wow. So let's talk about this as we wrap up here. How do you guys feel about how you invested your time with me today? Just, you know, put it in the chat if you have something to share. You know, I hope it's time well spent so far. We've gotten a lot done, haven't we? I hope you all think that. Like, coach, yeah, I don't think so. No, I believe that you did. I believe that you got a lot done. So over the past hour, we've talked about how to line out your top 3 fitness goals, how to commit to changing yourself, to becoming the type of person that achieves them, and how to understand your values and set your values so that they line up with your goals. And so you can actually achieve them more quickly, quicker, and easier than you ever thought possible. Now, the health and fitness goal setting method I just taught you is part of a much bigger picture. You know, but an hour just isn't enough time to cover everything I like to do. In fact, we couldn't do it if we wanted to. We had all day. But now, right now that you've got some clear, you know, health and fitness goals in mind, and you really understand the value of investing in your health, if you're ready to take the next step toward your fit future, your healthy future, I have something that can help you. And since, you know, you spent this time with me today and you've taken the initiative to learn more about how your goals, your values, and your health align, I'm going to offer you a special deal on it. Okay. Since you guys have been awesome and I really, really appreciate you just, you know, sticking through and really hearing this out, because this is not typical. I know it's not typical. Like I said, I went searching and I couldn't hardly find anything like it. So let's say you want to lose 50 pounds. Your values and your goals are aligned. You just checked that with me. And now you're taking the correct approach to your goals. What's the next step? Okay. It's work, right? You have to start putting in the effort. A lot of people would probably buy a gym membership if they didn't have one, or they might, you know, see a dietitian or buy a diet book, right? And those are great. Those are some really good, healthy steps. Those things will help you move in the right direction. But so many men and women out there don't know, where they can make the biggest impact on their health in the fastest way possible. Let me just tell you a little bit about sugar for just 1 second. Okay, 1 second here. How many of you know that sugar is bad for you? All right, so I know we're in a webinar right now, and you can't necessarily speak back to me, but I'm sure you're like, Coach Sil, that's old news. Everybody know that. I know. It's one of the smartest changes that fitness culture has made over the last 5 years, identifying sugar as public enemy #1 instead of fat. I'm not telling you anything new, but right now, health coaches and trainers are all over understand that sugar is one of the worst things you can put in your body. Paul van der Velpen, the head of Amsterdam Health Services, says that sugar is the most dangerous drug of our time. Sugar has been linked to at least 146 different diseases, including depression, anxiety, and of course, obesity. Did you notice what the health chief of Amsterdam called it? He called sugar a drug, not a food. Listen up. What people are learning around the world and what a lot of big corporations here in America are trying to hide is that sugar isn't just bad for you, it's addictive. Studies have shown that sugar, which is an ingredient in almost everything, studies have shown that sugar lights up the reward center in your brain up to 8 times more than cocaine does. I hope you heard me. It is more impactful than cocaine. The reward center is a part of your brain designed for basic survival instincts. It tells you when you're doing the right thing to survive by producing dopamine. It lights up when you eat, drink, you're drinking water, things like that. But man-made substances like processed sugar are designed to create the biggest reaction possible. That's right. So when you eat sugar, your brain is telling you, nice job, keep it up, well done. Oh my goodness. So it's no wonder that people get hooked on it, right? It tastes good, it feels good. And somewhere in the back of your head, our brain is saying, yeah, keep it coming, I need more sugar. And by now, we all know what it does, right? We know what it does to us. Sugar makes you gain weight, first of all. On top of that, sugar has all kinds of adverse effects on your body. It causes fatigue, depression, anxiety, insomnia, low energy, mood swings. Can you see how eating sugar can affect your physical health and your emotional health at the same time? Is that pretty clear? I hope it is. You see where I'm getting at. What I've learned over the last 10 years is the easiest, fastest way to make a positive impact on your health. The best first step for reaching your health and fitness goals is to eliminate sugar from your diet. Bam! When I had my gym and I was just starting, with a client, the first thing we do is remove sugar from their diet. After that, no matter what your health and fitness goals are, it all gets easier from there. I know it seems like a contradiction. It's like, wait a minute, sugar makes everything easier. No, actually, removing it makes everything easier. But based on how addictive it is, kicking a sugar habit is easier said than done, right? I think some of you all may already realize that. Yeah, okay, you said no more sugar. That's easier said than done. That's why I've dedicated years of my life to developing the method approach, my 14-day sugar detox. This is a step-by-step approach designed to help you easily break free from the sugar habit in just 14 days. So, the detox is designed to kickstart your weight loss journey and sucker punch your addiction to sugar and processed foods. Did you know that 80% of the foods in a grocery store has sugar in it? I don't know if you knew that, but I thought I'd just throw that in there just to sweeten up the pot, right? So this is designed to give you the energy and attitude to start your journey on the right foot. The way the program works is that you're paired up with a certified coach, accountability coach, and that's been through this. And somebody who's been through this journey, they know what it's like. and they know how to support you. Remember when we talked about the information, knowledge, and wisdom? Well, that's exactly where they came in. Now, this program, you know, it's going to fill up fast. One, because we're not taking a lot of people. We really, really want to work with just a number of people. And so, oh, wow. Now, that's why I'm telling you all about it, you know, to give you a chance to get in. We're open and we still have a couple of spots left. All right. The method approach 14-day sugar detox. See, my method approach is a tried and tested 14-day sugar detox program. This is tried. This has been tested. This is something I've gone through. This is not something I just teach and talk about. Everything about my method, I've done. Like, it has produced the results in my life. You know, with that program, you get a certified accountability coach. This is someone just like, you know, just like myself. They're going to be there to keep you on track, to hold you accountable, to check your progress. You get a program guide. You get meal plans and recipes. You get everything. You get a measurement tracker. And all of this, it works as a roadmap to your success to help you keep on course. And you get daily training videos so you can have something to work on every day. It just helps you keep the momentum and really helps the detox process. Now, you also get access to our exclusive private Facebook community where you can interact with people going through the same journey you were in. We have our accountability group chats. These are really kind of like small groups where you get to come together in a smaller group just to kind of go through what you achieved during the week and any challenges you may have, and have people encourage you on that level in a smaller group. And of course, we have our comprehensive measurement tracking, so you can keep a clear eye on your progress and watch the transformation as it happens. You know, and I love the measurement tracker. We're tracking everything, you know, because you don't want to just look at one way of tracking. You really just want to look at it all. You know, when it comes to my coaching, I charge my clients about $500 an hour. Not about, I do $500 an hour. If I were going to coach someone through this, if I just coached them, I mean, I'm talking about literally just the coaching part. If I just coached them for a few hours a week, that would wind up costing about $3,000. And that's why not a lot of people do it. But I know what a positive impact removing sugar from your diet can have on someone's physical and emotional health. I know that there are so many people out there who need a program like this, who don't have the time or resources to sit down with me for an hour a day. You know, that's a lot. That's asking a lot, even for me. That's why I designed the 14-day sugar detox. Not everyone can afford $3,000, and not everyone has an extra hour a day, you know, after work, the gym, and family. We got all these responsibilities. And I already told you it's my goal to expand my influence as far as I can and help men and women like me make positive transformations in their lives. You know, I want to give as many women and men as I can the opportunity to kick their sugar habit and start making progress on their bigger fitness goals. And like I told you before, everyone here right now has already showed such an awesome motivation initiative. You've shown up today. You showed up. That's like step number one. And you showed me that you want to do business. So today I'm going to do something special for you. Okay? Yes. Today, if you want to take the next step and kickstart your fitness goals, you're going to get my 14-day sugar detox, which is worth $3,000 in coaching time. And on top of that, I'm going to give you a digital copy of my new edition, my today just went bestseller book of my book, The 12-Hour Shift Slim Down, the newest version. Yes. So there it is right there. That's the 12-Hour Shift Slim Down. You know, in my experience as an accountability coach, and even back, you know, when I was a trainer and had my gym, the biggest thing I've heard from busy people is that they don't have time to work out. You know, and that's why I came up with the book. That's the whole basis of the book, is like the 12-Hour Shift Slim Down. You know, people are working all of these hours and they need something that works. I get that. I've worked with a lot of nurses and professionals and entrepreneurs, coaches, and, you know, factory workers, people who are working these really long shifts. My book is designed to help busy men and women who work long hours maximize their time at work. So you're not just getting your job done, but you are staying fit at the same time. You are excelling, not just in work, but in your health. Okay. Hopefully you're getting that. Now, the content in this book normally goes for $19.97, but I'm going to throw it in. That's free, totally free with my 14-day detox. All right. All right. So, you might be wondering, Coach Sil, is this going to work for me? Well, that depends. Are you committed to changing? Are you committing to changing yourself? Are you prepared to work on your fitness, your health? Are you prepared to do that? Do you look forward to liking, what you see in the mirror, having a little more energy? If that's you, then yes, I'm talking to you. You see, my program works for people in all stages of their health and fitness journey. I mean, really it does. I have people that literally are just getting started. I have people that says, oh, I have a ton of information. I just need the accountability. Whether you're in pretty good shape and you just want to take it to the next level, or you're just getting started, you're in the right place. I hear people say all the time, I like to get in shape, but I'm just too busy. I work too much. Perfect. A lot of people think that, but I can show you how to maximize your time at work and include that in your total workout time. If you're busy, then this is perfect for you too. Okay, so there we go. The 12-hour shift slim down. Now, the next thing I hear men and women saying all the time is that they get so much mixed information about what to eat, right? Even if you've got a great workout program in place, you can only get so far if you're not eating well. That's why I'm going to simplify that for you. I'm throwing in my digital recipe book, low carb recipe book. This book has 10 low carb meals options. They're easy to make. I love this. It's great. Okay. Yes, this program is for people who have been hooked on sugar their whole lives. All right, that's the book. That's the recipe book you're going to get. But most all of these recipes taste so good. These are, I tell people all the time, it's so easier for me to stay focused because the food I eat is so good. A lot of people think that it's a myth, that there's no such thing as tasty, healthy food, but try any of these recipes and I think I'll have you convinced, okay? This book serves as a great starting point on those days where you come home from work and you think, what am I going to eat for dinner? Well, grab your why not cutter, your why not recipe book, and there you have it. You got a plan. Again, this is where that information part of this comes in. I'm giving you the information, knowledge, and wisdom so that when you're not sure what to eat, you'll have some awesome options that are healthy too. Now, normally I value this at least $7, but I'm going to toss it in with the 14-day detox and the 12-hour shift slim down. Hopefully this is getting even better. I'm throwing in a bunch of stuff to sweeten the pot up. All right. See, when I decided to sell my sugar detox program, I realized I had two options. The first option was I could make something cheap, or I could sell it cheaply and get it there to everyone for $10 or $20. But there was another option. Option 2 was that I put in the time, the money, the energy, and research into my 14-day sugar detox so that way when people used it, it actually worked. It actually did them good. I wanted to create something of value. I also knew I did it right. I wanted to give people the chance to truly succeed in this program. I didn't want just like, oh yeah, you did 14 days. No, you actually excelled over those 14 days. You see, the selling part isn't really the important part to me. The part I care about is actually spreading a positive influence. I couldn't do that if I sold cheap junk. No, it doesn't work like that. So I wound up putting the resources into this product that it deserves. I put the time and energy into it that it requires to actually help you make a difference. There you go, the 14-day, the 12-hour shift slim down, my recipe book, all the things that you need. You have options. What are you going to do? Here's Rakeisha. She's one of my clients. As she says in her testimony, she started a new job that required her to travel a lot and eat on the road. Now, as you can imagine, that meant a lot of carbs and sugar and fast food. And because she was traveling so much, she felt active, like she felt like she was really doing something. But it wasn't the kind of activity that was burning any calories. You know, when we worked together, we got to change her mindset about weight and diet. And in doing so, we got the goals and values to align. And she's been doing awesome, dropping the weight. I mean, totally changing her lifestyle. In fact, I got a chance to talk to one of her close friends, and she said, Coach, you know, I'm not even amazed by the weight that she's lost. I'm more amazed about how she has totally transformed her life and the way she makes decisions about the way she eats. You know, so those are the things that really, really impact me when I hear stories like that. You know, so in her words, she says, I started work. This is Rakisha's words, by the way. I started working out, but I didn't change my eating, and I wasn't eating enough. I took a challenge that literally changed my mindset about weight and diet. Since being part of Coach Steele's program, I've begun shedding those pounds. You know, what I love about her program, this is still Rakisha. What I love about her program is the accountability. Without it, I would not have been able to keep at it. Huge thank you to Coach Steele. You know, you see, if Rakisha can do it, and she's a busy woman, always on the road, that means that you can do it also. And that's not a sales pitch. I mean, that's what I truly mean. And I'm going to throw in something to make that a little bit easier on you. All right? Hopefully you're watching up. The next thing has been my favorite amongst my clients. Oh, you all are getting all the good stuff. Cooking is a lot of fun. But have you ever tried cooking with a dull knife? You know, or something, you try to chop something that you won't chop, or the wrong tools. It really takes the fun out of it. It makes it really easy. Our Wyatt Knot cutter, it makes it really easy to say, I could make dinner, or I could just stop by McDonald's on the way home. Well, I've gone out and partnered with I have the Wyatt Knot cutter. This is our cutter we have here. And I wanted a tool that literally made a difference when it came to eating healthier. I mean, literally, I use this tool every day, and it makes it so much easier. You know, the Wyatt Knot 6-in-1 kitchen tool is awesome. It saves tons of time in the kitchen. There's 6 different things. I mean, it's a slicer, it's a cutter, it's a chopper, it's a peeler. I mean, it's a bunch of stuff. It's a knife. It's dishwasher safe. You know, you could take it camping in a roll like Rakisha, you know. You know, I use this myself literally every day, you know, preparing our meals and things. You know, this has been up on Amazon for up to, I mean, I've had as high as $17, but I've packed that in for the 14-day detox, right along with the 14-day, the 12-hour shift slim down, my recipe book. I mean, you're getting all of this. Yes, the Wyatt Knot cutter also. So today, I'm offering you the tools you need to realize your health and fitness goals as quickly and effectively as possible. That was my promise. That was a promise I made at the beginning. That's what I told you I would do when we started, right? That's what I said at the beginning. If you want to take the next step today, I'm offering you my 14-day sugar detox. Mind you, if we were working together, one-on-one, that's a $3,000 value right there. Just 14 days we're talking. This is a key first step on your health and fitness path. Then I'm going to give you my 12-hour shift slim down book, bestseller book. And this will help you keep up your momentum, even if you're busy or you work long hours, by showing you how to stay active on a job. I've sold this for as much as, in fact, I think the old book right now it's on Amazon right now for almost $20. But I'm throwing this in too, the new version. You're not going to even get the old version. You're getting the new version, the updated, the one that just became bestseller today. And on top of that, I'm throwing in my recipe book. Yes, that's a $7 value. The recipes in this book will help you, stay on your fitness path. It's going to give you several different staple recipes that you can just have as a go-to recipe when you're cooking at home and to stay healthy. And they're simple. That's the part I love about it. And last of all, to make it even easier to cook and eat healthy, instead of taking it easy, and going to fast foods and drive-thrus, I'm throwing in my truly awesome 6-in-1 vegetable cutter, the chopper. Yes, I've sold it for as high as almost 18 bucks, but today it's included with the detox. So all of this, all the little goodies and everything, it adds up to a total value of $3,045. Okay. Wow. Or 3,000. I can't add. It's $3,044. So if I told you that for a little over $3,000, you can start truly achieving your fitness goals, that you are guaranteed to start losing weight, having more energy, and being generally happier every day, would that be worth it to you? I mean, really, would that be worth it to you? What if I told you that for a little over $3,000, you can save tens of thousands, even hundreds of thousands of dollars in expensive hospital bills, surgeries, medications, all because you significantly improved your health and your fitness? How would you feel about that? I mean, tons of money that you would save. And what if I told you that for $3,000, I could show you how? By working toward your health and fitness goals and making a lasting change in your life, you could buy yourself an extra year, 2, maybe 5 or 10 years to spend with your family, to do those things that you love that really are important to you. Would you pay $3,000 for that? I know that I absolutely would. I mean, to know that I could add years onto my life to spend with my family, to watch my G-baby grow up, that's worth it to me. You can see why people have paid $3,000 and more for this type of coaching, right? I hope you can. You see, I think you can see why this would be a good deal at $3,000. I think you really can see that now that you understand about valuing the things that are important, not just setting goals. But to make this accessible to people, for most people, I limit my coaching time and work with them just 3 times over the course of 2 weeks. So until now, if you weren't a top tier coaching client of mine, you pay about $1,500 for 3 hours of coaching over the 2 weeks for the program. That's it right there. But as I mentioned before, I have a mission. So would you pay $1,000? I'm like baiting. I'm like, hey, come on, what will you pay? I want to give as many people as possible the opportunity to kick their sugar addiction and start moving forward with their fitness goals. And all of you have shown me that you're really ready to start your journey today. You stuck with me for this long. You've aligned your goals and your values, and you've been motivated and energetic. I believe that you've gained something, that you have listened to this webinar, you stayed on the webinar, and you've been engaged in this webinar. And I know that's not always easy, especially when you're, listening to someone share for over an hour through a screen on a webinar. Okay. 5,000, 10,000, oh my goodness. How much would you pay to live healthier, happier, and for years longer? I mean, you can totally see why clients are paying me $3,000 for 2 weeks of coaching. I hope that you can see that. Because of what you've showed me today, because you've stuck it out with me and showed me that you are the type of people who value follow-up. You're not just here to listen. I'm going to make you a very special offer. I hope you're ready. Today, for the first time ever, I'm going to give you the 14-day detox. This is a coach-led program. This is not, I'm going to, throw it in an email and you download it and hopefully you make it. No. You're going to have our coaches, our certified coaches accountability coaches with you. You're going to get the 12-Hour Shift Slim Down book, the recipe book, the Wyatt Knot Cutter, all of these things. And you're going to get it for $197 today. Wow. Can you, I mean, seriously, I'm looking at this number and I'm like, what? Was I just having a moment and not really focusing? Was I having one of my bad math moments? But I wasn't. You know, it's not $3,000. It's not $1,500. Just $197 gets you the 14-day detox. It gets you my bestseller, newly released today, my book, the Wyatt Knot 6-in-1 Cutter. It gets you my recipe book. Even just one of those things would be an awesome, I believe, would be an awesome and worthwhile investment in your health and your future. But today you get all of them just for joining the course. Wow. But here's the catch. You knew there had to be a catch, right? You knew something was coming. Where there is kind of a catch, well, just kind of. See, I only open enrollment for the 14-day detox 4 times a year. Just 4 times. And the courses, every time when we open them, they fill up fast. So the catch is that if you want to take advantage of this offer, you need to act quickly. Soon, these spots are going to fill up again. I'm not trying to see how many people I can stuff into a coaching program like this. I want to make sure that we can really work with the people that are in here. So we're not accepting, we're closing down after a certain number of people sign up. But the good news is that you've all showed me that you are ready. That's important. That's like my entire first chapter of my book is you got to be ready. You've all shown me today that you're committed to making a change in your life. So if that's true, then there is no better first step than breaking free from sugar with our 14-day detox. And so here's a freebie. I kind of gave it away a little bit there. My belly fat burning. You know, as I mentioned this earlier, since you stayed with me to the end of the webinar, I have an extremely valuable resource to help you along, you know, your health and fitness journey. Hopefully you remember that. Do you remember? So let me tell you, I wanted to share it with you. I want to share this with you just for sticking around, just for hanging out with me on this webinar, you know, well over an hour. So hopefully you remember I said that. You're going to need knowledge, information, and wisdom, right? Okay. And you're going to need some new actions, right? So the first thing I'm sharing is some of that knowledge, information, and wisdom. I'm giving away a free, oh my goodness, guess what else I'm giving away? A free chapter of my book. So we got the belly fat burning cheat sheet and the chapter 1, discover your why, know your why, in my book. You know, we talked about this earlier, and getting your goals and values in alignment and discover your why. This is what you need. This is how you get to those 3 goals in the top corner of that paper. That's how you do it. And if you're not totally clear on your why, you know, why your goal is important to you, then you're not truly prepared to achieve it. I mean, that's just it. I hate to say that, but it's the truth. That's why I think this chapter is so important. It's going to help you figure out why your goals are important. You know, this first chapter of my book. And I'm so glad, you know, it's similar to the first version of my book, but we added so much. We added some really great content, and the way that we wrote it, you know, I had it edited and wrote it. It's so much more impactful than it was from the first version. So you all get that. You know, now what about these new actions, right? One of the most common health and fitness goals that men and women have is to have a flat stomach, but that's easier said than done. I know that, you know, a lot of women, myself included, the tummy is one of the major problem areas. You know, this is where we tend to store our excess fat. So the same thing goes for men. I know you guys out there, you want a 6-pack. But for lots of guys, that's where they wind up storing the fat. You know, that's where they get the, you know, the beer bellies and things, right? We call them beer bellies, and a guy probably doesn't even drink beer, but that's just what we call them. You know, I am totally committed to helping you make you successful on your journey. So I'm going to give you access to the cheat sheet for free. That's my belly fat burning cheat sheet. You know, I'll post a link in here. Actually, you'll get an email with the links and you'll be able to download these right away. So you won't have to even wait very long for it. So now that you have your goals lined out and your values are in sync with them, I'm going to give you some of the knowledge and information you'll need for a free chapter of my book. And I'm going to show you some new actions with the belly fat, with the belly fat cheat sheet. So now, now we're getting into these value things. So these are the things that line up with your values. So hopefully, as we're going to this call, you're thinking about what are those 3 things that you value, those secondary goals. How does that sound? I hope it sounds good. Both of these resources pair really well with the 14-day sugar detox. Again, if you want to get in, now's the time before our program fills up. I'm actually going to drop the link. I haven't even done it yet. I'm going to give you a link to sign up. We'll keep that link up there as soon as I finish up here. And then you'll be able to, if you want to sign up, you're going to have that opportunity. And guess what? Everybody's not getting this gift. This is not, here's your link right here. You have your, there we go. Uh-oh. So this is the link if you want to copy and paste. You probably can't copy this from the screen, but if you can, grab it. Otherwise, I'm going to drop it right in the chat box in one moment here, so that if you're ready to go, you have that. You have the first spot, the first chance to get it. And you can do that. I can only offer this deal for a limited time. This is not going to be open for long. And again, we only do this 4 times a year. I did open enrollment a couple of days ago, and we're starting to get people signing up. And I don't want this to be jam-packed. I want the right number of people that we can really, really coach through this and really service them so they can get results and reach their goal. And none of the people that enroll, anybody who's enrolled that was not on this webinar, do not get this free stuff. So don't think, oh, you know what? I'll just wait till next time. This stuff is only for the people that are on this webinar, because you've already shown me you're committed, especially if you're here to the end. This is a long webinar. And so if you're here to the end, then I feel obligated now that you get all of these other resources, these amazing resources for free, for sure. So now you have 2 choices, just like I had 2 choices, right? Option 1, you can do nothing. You can just do nothing at all. That's your first option. Yes, you could say, nah, that's not for me. Even though you sign up to see the webinar, about setting goals and achieving them, you could say, no, I guess I don't really want to start working out right now. I guess I really don't want to, reach my health goal. I guess it's not really important to me. If you pick option 1, I can guarantee you this: nothing will change, nothing at all. A year from now, you'll look back and you'll be the same. Maybe a little bit better, a little bit worse, or maybe just the same. Now, the second option is to invest in yourself today, risk-free, and start achieving your goals and getting the results you want. And a year from now, you'll have your before and after photos. You'll be able to talk about how you are influencing people, how you're changing lives, how your life has changed. You'll be a year down the road toward your health and fitness path, happier, healthier, and your goals won't feel so distant. For some people, their goals seem unachievable, unreachable. You may have already achieved, 1 or 2 of your goals, or all of them. And if not, if you take my program, you're not happy, if you sign up and go through the 14 days, you're like, I'm not happy. Well, if you're not happy, then I'm not happy at all. So I have an offer 100% satisfaction guarantee. So if you're not happy for any reason, just let me know and you'll get your money back. I'm here to provide value to the world, not steal value from good people. That's not my goal. So take a leap. take the first step on the road to fulfilling your goals and get started today by going to the link on the screen or the one I'm going to put in the chat box in one moment when I drop down this PowerPoint. I want you to click that link in that chat box. Trust me when I say this. You are going to be happy you did. Absolutely happy that you did. And just remember, or just as a reminder, because you're here with me today, you're not just getting the 14-day sugar detox program, okay? On top of that, I'm throwing in my 12-hour shift slim down book. Yes, my bestseller book, okay? I'm also giving you my official low-carb recipe, Why Not Cut a Recipe book. And then you're going to get the awesome 6-in-1 Why Not Cutter tool. I mean, man, like I don't even want to go in the kitchen without my cutter. So, and my belly fat burning cheat sheet. Seriously. And that's just a gift for signing up and staying with me on this presentation. And that all adds up to $3,140.44. Again, I can't do math. That's what it adds up. That's the value. And that many of my clients have been happy to pay. You know, I've had clients, they've been happy to pay me that $3,000 because that was nothing in comparison to what they got. And the return on their investment has far exceeded the investment itself. You know, you're going to get all of that for just $197. I'll say this one more time before I sound like a broken record. We are running out of spots, okay? And I started just like you. So the question is, are you ready? You know, I didn't know how to lose weight. I didn't know what to do. You know, I followed the steps in my program and now I feel, now I'm healthy. I mean, my life is totally transformed. If you were to come and spend a week with me back years ago and spend a week with me now, you would think I was two totally different people. But that's what this program does. It transforms lives. It transforms health. So that is everything. Okay, just as a reminder, the 14-day sugar detox, you get the 12-hour shift slim down, the recipe book, the cutter, and your belly fat burning sheet. You get that, that's that $3,000 value, all for $197 today. All right, so now I'm gonna come back on. I feel like my hair is probably all over the place. So I've been dancing in my seat, doing all types of things. And so I'm gonna stop my screen share so I can talk to you personally. And there we go. All right. So if you are here, this is Coach Seal. If you didn't see me live, this is me. And I am here for you. I'm going to post, let me really quick post the link here for you all. If you want to go and sign up, you can do that. Bam, there's your link. You can click the link. Again, we're only accepting a number of people for this program. If you don't get in time, then I guess you just wait till the next, I think it'd be 3 months later or so for the next one. So, but if you are the action taker and because you're on this webinar, you actually get all of the different resources and bonuses. Hey, if you have any questions, go ahead and post it now. Let's see here. Oh, wow. You weren't able to see any of the slides. That's terrible. Okay. I'm going to post the link here too. There we go. So that's the link for detox. All right. If you have any questions, go ahead and share any questions you have. Oh, I know what happened. I didn't share with everyone. Oh, I forgot to click one very important. That's all right. You heard me talk about it at least. Well, I'm going to do this really quick so that you can at least see some of the slides. I'm going to go back to my slides and I'm just going to click through them so you can see that. I apologize. Wow. All right, let's go back here. I'm just going to flip through them really quickly. And so, especially for you to see the pictures, some of the pictures I posted. That was me, Coach Sil, right there. And that's the family picture. Oh yeah, it was just a bunch of slides that we just didn't. Let's meet Tandra. So you obviously did not get to meet Tandra. That's Tandra there. I was talking about that sugar. Here is the bonus for the book there. And these are the different offers. Here's the bonus again. This is bonus number 2. The recipe book. Here is Rakisha. We were trying to meet Rakisha there. And then here's bonus number 3. You get the cutter, you know, it goes along with the recipe book. And so let me just put it right there. So, and there you have it. Wow, I'm so sorry, but hopefully you were still able to get. Okay, but you can see me now. Okay, so I still did not share. Let's do that one more time. Present to everyone. Oh, that was it. That's just that really important button I did not. Okay. Let's do that one more time. That's all right. There we go. You probably can see the slides now. So that was me. The picture of the family. So the program starts, good question. The program starts on May 7th. This was the picture of me from 2012 when I started. And then here's Tandra. There is bonus number 1. Bonus number 2. That's everything right there. There's Rakisha. Bonus number 3. There I am right there. And again, so there you have it. So you have the link. This is going to be accessible, this link here. And we're going to send you, no matter what, we're sending you the first chapter of the book and the cheat sheet. You're going to get that in the email. And like I said, there's a limited number of spots for the program. So if there aren't any other questions, I'm going to let you all get off of this very long webinar. And I hope you've enjoyed it, and I hope it has impacted your life. And so that you have something now that you know that you can reach your goals. Just wait a couple of seconds in case anyone else has any questions. All right. Well, then look out for that email. It's going to be coming shortly. And you all have a great night. Thanks for sticking it out with me. It's been awesome. And again, I apologize that we did not have the slides. We'll probably, let's see. Yes. I didn't click one important button. That's a principle in there, right? Like you can be so close to your goal. I could have been so close to the perfect webinar, but there was one missing ingredient. I did not click the button that says share with everyone. And so because I didn't do that, now I did not have the perfect webinar. Well, that's the same thing in people's journey. You know, they can know exactly what to eat. They can know exactly what workouts to do, but they're missing those important ingredients. And one of the two are knowing their why, discovering their why, and having that accountability. Man, there's no substitute. All right, you all have a great night. If you have any other questions, feel free to keep posting them. I'll check them and make sure that we can get all of your questions answered. Talk to you soon. Bye.